Hello, it's Brendan from techbuzzirelnd. Today we're the Xiaomi Smart Band 7 watch. We've done some of these before in the past. This one is something similar idea with additional features, slightly bigger in size, and it's got a lot of the instructions on the side what it's actually doing. Telling you about the display here at the moment is bigger, blood pressure monitor, lots of different faces, color faces, and an extended battery life as well. And again, it's got additional features here at the moment, different modes there at the moment. Water resistance 50 meters, quite good, and the other features, etc. Magnetic charger, and the instructions, and it's telling us what actually it's covered there at the moment. Going back, what you actually get in the box itself comes with paperwork and your manual. Manual itself quite interesting. It does have the QR code you can scan, and it tells you the options, etc., up and down, where to actually set it up. Manual, don't really need it. Most of it's in a variety of different languages, so we don't actually really use that. We'll get the charger itself, and it's magnetic, but we'll come back on that. Overall, this is what you get itself, the watch, and the watch itself comes with all the usual features you'd imagine from a watch. One thing anybody who's used to one of these before will notice it's slightly bit heavier than before. It's a 1.62 display, and what you'll see is I'll have to actually keep pressing it to keep it moving. I've actually changed the settings itself to make the display keep longer on it itself, but that's just the idea. It will use more battery once you turn it on, but the display is a 1.26 inch there. You can do your count steps, your distance, your calories burnt, female health monitor, 24/7 heart rate monitor itself, motion sensors, 3-axis accelerometer, 3-axis gyroscope, and you can keep going with stopwatch, alarm clock, timers, find my phone, phone unlock, event reminder. So there's lots of different things, lock screen, music controls, female health monitor, blood oxygen. There's 120 different fitness modes on this particular unit there. The one thing with the charger as well, when you actually charge it, it's got a magnetic charger, and that just, you can see the connects, and they just connect on. One thing you'll notice very quickly because it's magnetic and there's no contacts going in, there's no things, it is actually waterproof to 5 atmospheres, which is 50 meters, and unless you're actually going scuba diving, etc., going to a normal swim pool, you shouldn't have any problem. As far as niggles are concerned, this is my biggest niggle on this particular unit itself. But this is the same with any particular fitness band that I've used, and I've used a variety of few, is the charger itself. I don't like the idea of getting a proprietary charger that you have to carry, so when I'm going away for a few days, it comes along, I have to actually bring a different charger. There's a USB-C or a wireless charger that I'll plug onto something there at the moment. Don't particularly mind which particular brand it's actually using. On the charger itself, as I said, it does technically work. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's consistent. It does take about 2 hours to charge, and they actually say you get about 14 days battery life. I have actually turned most of the features on itself, and as such, once you've turned it, you get about 9 days. That is far superior than most other particular chargers, but it's gone back to my niggle of having a standardized wireless charger or a non-USB USB-C that'll work, of them connecting it on an Android phone itself. What you also need to do is download, which is quite good, you also need to download a QR code on the unit. And within the unit itself, you're using my app. And we'll go in. So the app has your health, you have your workouts, you have details, all the different things that you'd actually expect in the profile. These are what you'd normally expect on the watch itself. First thing notes on the app itself, which is the My Fitness Xiaomi Wear app, which is quite good. When you log onto the phone for the first time, what actually happens is it comes up with a QR code, so you just scan it with your phone, the QR code, it brings it up and you can get your whole details. Interesting, the app itself has over 10 million downloads, over 260,000 reviews, with an average of 3.9 score out of 5. Personally, I think that's very good. I also think that I have no problems, and I'd actually nearly rate the app slightly higher because I've tried to break it. I've tried to do a variety of stuff with the app itself. So for stability, I suspect from years of experience, what they've actually done is they've from the 6.5, 6.7, for example model, they've toned up the app itself and actually made it as it is quite efficient. Within the app itself, you've got the health, you've got the workload, and you've got the device. Interesting on the device itself, it's synchronizing there, so it'll actually allow it. I do find sometimes it does, and it does tell me it's 29% left charge left, last charged 5 days ago. Band displays, and these are typical ones that I've used. There is a variety of other ones you can actually change it to, and it's quite responsive to just change it there. And it's going to install it there, and it's actually quite responsive itself, and you can see straight away what it's actually doing, and you can get an idea of how quickly it's responding and what it's actually doing. And you don't need to go through the phone itself, you can actually through the watch itself. So if you want to update the app itself and change it to you out and about, you can actually change it just for display and here purposes. It's quite good to be able to do it. Most of the features itself, they can actually be done on the watch, but for display purposes here, it's kind of so this particular one, I have it set that I have my incoming calls coming through. When I get an hour coming through, I got my text messages coming through, I can actually see it. There's also my heart rate and my sleep, my different things that we can actually see. They're all where I've actually turned them on. So to conserve battery, I could turn some of them off. I don't personally, because as you would normally expect to do, this will actually give you an idea, and we'll just go through your basics, all the same parameters. So I've got a day, a week, a month. So on a day, it doesn't really tell you too much. On a week, it gives you a bit more idea, and on a month, it gets a bit more ideas. And we'll just go back out of here. Quite interesting as well. I just want to pick the stress one here. So on a day, it doesn't tell you much, and you see these particular figures on the bottom. You probably kind of think to yourself, oh, they don't make a huge amount of sense, but which is quite good. It gives you the option of learning more. So it expects it goes severe at the moment, 81 to 100. And that's actually telling me 81 to 100 is actually high stress levels, moderate. The relevance to this particular one, on a day, it's not going to tell you too much, but over a week, over a month. So over the month, it's giving me a quick graph that I've had 1 minute of severe stress. What that means to me, in essence, is that could have been running up a flight of stairs, it could have been something else. But in essence, if from a fitness point of view, you notice that was going up from work, for example, personal life, that was going up, it would be something. And because we don't always notice, it's got the learn more. That is the same in a lot of the different areas that you can actually do. One thing I've also noticed is when I'm wearing the watch, I'm inclined to wear it loose. I don't have it like really tight on my arm. So within the strap itself, it's got a different option, so one size fits all. So if you've got a really, really small wrist, as in a child's type, you can actually make it that small. Or if you've got a really large wrist, you can actually put it through here. And I could nearly fit my hand into it itself. And within there, you can actually configure your workouts, and you can say what you're actually doing. And it's got lots of different options on it, on these. How long you're standing, stress, weight, energy, etc., etc. So back onto the watch itself. What you can do is when you go down, I can get my text messages coming up, and it gives you little prompts to say what you're actually doing. Some of these might be text, and some things it might say my normal text messages coming out to say what's going on, and that gives me my text. And back onto the thing, I also can play my music, and there's other prompts as well. And when I go down, I can go directly into my settings, and these are my blood.org, workouts, my stress. And so what I've just done on the phone itself with the app, which is quite good, I can actually configure it again. And I got settings, and then I got more. Obviously I got my torch, I got my female health monitor, I got my breathing, and these are all different configurations I can actually do. So it's a huge amount of different options there. One thing I found I had to do myself is the display times out very quickly from the default. So I had to actually change it to a default setting itself, where it's not as quickly, so I can actually read the display. If I get a text message in, I couldn't read it. That fits in quite comfortable. As I said, it can work for anybody's size. So you don't need, often you'd find in other areas you'd get different straps for different things. This is a one universal size. A couple of really good things with it is, I won't say, I don't want to use the word budget, but it is a reasonably priced unit. It works solid. It does work. In other words, it's taken a few knocks and things. I've used these before. I've given them a hard time, bangs, etc. Slightly heavier than what I've used in the past, but after a day or two's use, I actually forget it. On a personal level, I am trying to leave it a little bit loose, so I don't think I'll get the same thing. But in saying that, I have actually put it on with two other major brand fitness trackers, which probably cost 3 times the price. Put them all on the same wrist the same day. I compared the steps, the counts for all three, very, very similar. So I think it's quite good that it is calibrated, with the gyroscope is calibrated to a thing. I know some of the other brands I've actually used. What I've had to do was, when I'm actually putting it in taking it for a swim, for example, I've got to go in and configure this one in. I've just taken it out, I've thrown it straight into the glass of water there, but I can actually do so. It's fully waterproof. I like the idea of that I don't have to even think about it. If it's out in the rain, you don't have to configure it. It is, unless you're deep diving severely. Battery life, quotes 14 days. In reality is I'd normally get about 9, because I've turned all the features on, extended the display. I've turned a lot of the other monitoring on in the background. Display, there is loads of different ones you can actually do. You can even configure it with your phone. If you've got a special picture that you want to put on, you can upload it. What's different to this between this and your 3 or 4 times the price? One thing I wouldn't probably wear this to a wedding. I wouldn't wear this to something out. But for my day-to-day use, I certainly would wear it and be very comfortable to go into the office doing something else if I'm going out. As far as features concerned, it's got most of nearly all the features I can actually think. There's very few features that I can't for normal use. How accurate is the stress monitor? How accurate is the other ones? It's hard to actually tell on those. But as far as getting something there that's not going to break the bank, that actually works, it is solid, has a history there at the moment, and the app works very well, very comfortable with the app. So in essence, I can't fault this particular on for the price of this, for the style of it, for the quality, for the strength. This is not going to break too easy. If I do actually break the strap over time, it's easily pick a new strap up for this particular model there. And thank you for watching me, the Xiaomi Band 7.